Why do billionaires create private foundations? Let's get into it. You've heard of the Bill Gates Foundation, the Oprah Winfrey Family Foundation, and other billionaire private foundations. So first, let's explain what they are. Private foundations are defined under IRS Code Section 509A. Normally, they're funded by only a few donors who get a limited tax deduction for each donation. Then, those dollars are invested to grow the foundation's assets. And then ideally, most of that money is granted towards a charitable cause, humanitarian relief, social justice, missionaries, you name it. Now, let's talk about everything challenging with private foundations. First, they're difficult to set up. You have to send in an application to the IRS that includes legal documents, financial data, and more. Once submitted, it could take months before your tax-exempt status is approved. Second, you have to file an annual tax return that is public information and pay an excise tax on any investment income. Third, you have to have a board of directors. Fourth, you have to distribute approximately 5% of your non-charitable assets every year. So why choose a private foundation when there are other options that provide a better tax deduction? For example, you can give to charities directly or set something up like a donor advised fund. That's pretty much the Tinder of philanthropy. Well, here are 4 reasons. Number 1, family legacy. Not only does creating a formal entity preserve your charitable legacy for generations to come, you can also pay family members to serve as executive director, program officer, etc. Number 2, control. Unlike donor advised funds, officers of private foundations have complete control over where charitable dollars are invested and granted. With donor advised funds, ultimate control of the grants and investments is left up to the fund sponsor, such as Fidelity Charitable or a local community foundation. Number 3, types of grants. Donor advised funds can't grant funds to individuals. Yeah, that means no scholarships from a donor advised fund. And if you give money to an individual directly, you don't get a tax deduction. Private foundations, however, can grant funds to individuals for travel, study, or similar purposes with IRS approval. Number 4, program-related investments. Private foundations can also make program-related investments. So let's say a friend from college has an education startup looking for funding. You can make a program-related investment into a startup for an investment return. Of course, there are certain administrative procedures required to do so, but it can be done. And here's a bonus. Private foundations can also make grants to foreign organizations and other non-public charities under certain conditions. Donor advised funds cannot. Overall, private foundations provide more flexibility in grant making and allow directors more control over investments, compensation, legacy, and more, all while providing a charitable deduction to donors who give cash, stock, LLC interest, and any other type of qualified donation to the foundation. Hope you learned something. Thanks for watching.